Sure. I'm thinking somewhere closer to home. Give me that card.
Get all the value of the card that works like a check. The check card from First Union.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. After trying to make the Brickyard 400 field, drivers on the Winston Cup Tour returned to the short track action this past weekend for the 5th straight year. The tour traveled to El Cajon Speedway, and since none of the previous 4 winners were scheduled to return, a brand new winner was a sure bet.
The good news was Mike Chase was the only West driver to make the Brickyard field. The bad news, busted up ribs from a crash in that event had him uncomfortable.
We just ended up, I got my neck kind of stretched out of shape a little bit and bruised up quite a bit, and ended up having went down and had my everything x-rayed and ended up having a cracked right rib there.
Chase needn't have worried too much. P.J. Jones was on the pole with Ron Hornaday alongside. And as it shook out, those were the 2 best cars all evening. Bill McAnally gets credit for the biggest smokescreen of the weekend, just 5 laps in. Everyone else kept going. The only time either Jones or Hornaday weren't in the lead was during pit stops. Hornaday in the number 75 and Jones in the 38 kept each other amused, especially in the closing laps. But this one ended under caution, and Hornaday, who had not won on the Speedway in 7 years, finally tallied one.
Bill Sedgwick and the Spears manufacturing team with Sunoco Fuel helping us. They gave me a great car all night. Just for qualifying, I kind of drove it in. The car didn't start for qualifying. They kind of gave me 1 lap to qualify, so I drove it in too hard. We knew we had a fast car all day. Bill made the car just nice and loose where we didn't have to drive the car too hard all night, and it was a super night for us.
Chase and Krebs completed the running order, with Chase hanging on to the points lead.
A couple of weeks ago, we showed you the highlights from the first ever race for NASCAR's new Super Truck Series. There are 4 exhibition races scheduled for this year, and the second one was held this past weekend. Jerry Garrett has the report.
The NASCAR Super Truck Series was in action for the 2nd time ever over the weekend at Portland Speedway in Portland, Oregon. 6 trucks were on hand, along with a sellout crowd of 5,000 to watch the competitors go at it lap after lap just like this. Rob McCachran, the off-road racing star, led from the get-go, and although his teammate Gary Collins, the truck builder, tried to catch him, McCachran took his first pavement victory.
Yeah, I'm really happy with this. You know, like I said, my love is off-road racing. This is new to me, so everything I do is new. It's first time out, so I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to this series next year.
20 races on the calendar for next year. Also on the card this evening, the NASCAR Northwest Tour, next to last round of the season for these guys. And points leader Dan Press hoped to wrap up the championship in this crash-filled race, but it was not to be. Press in the black number 25 was trying to hold off number 64 Garrett Evans in the blue car, his closest competitor in the points. Evans right here gets into eventual winner Pete Harding and crunches Harding's nose. Harding said his car actually ran better after that, and he took his 3rd victory in the last 4 races on the tour. The title will now be decided in 2 weeks at Tri-Cities.
It was another case of shake, rattle, and roll for the NHRA. We'll have the details as On Pit Road continues.
Did you know that your radiator begins to deteriorate from the moment you first add water? Rust and sludge quickly build up in your cooling system, causing leaks and other common radiator problems. By adding Radiator Restore Sealer Conditioner to your car's coolant, you can protect your entire cooling system by keeping it clean and avoiding radiator problems. And if a leak does happen, Radiator Restore's environmentally safe ingredients will stop the leak in seconds. Protect your cooling system with the power of Radiator Restore.
Hard charging parts, smooth riding parts, big blocking and knocking and locking parts. Western Auto's no stranger to these parts.
Western Auto has over 100,000 parts available when you need them 7 days a week. Serious parts at serious savings. Hey, we know what you want.
Save on Castrol motor oil now at Western Auto. Castrol, maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown.
Western Auto's no stranger to these parts.
You know, our friend Mike is crazy. He's not afraid of anything. Oh, like standing up for what he believes. What's this? The answer to tomorrow's test. Look, buddy. You know, but he said he'd read something that morning that he thought would be a bigger help.
Whatsoever things are honest, think on these things.
You know, I still think he managed to pass. Yeah, that was no small feat. You know, he said, It's even helped him make better decisions.
So you want to be a family counselor?
After a couple of weeks off, the NHRA returned to action this past weekend in Brainerd, Minnesota. It was obvious by the time they got to the final rounds that they had just enough time to reload and go for broke.
You have to give Scott Coletta credit. The man knows how to keep his cool when things don't go exactly as planned, as happened in qualifying. Come time for the finals, though, and who was there? You got it, the series points leader. Only problem was he faced a hungry and wildly popular Don Perdome. The Skull driver hole-shotted Coletta and won going away with a 479 at 294 miles per hour.
I mean, I'm retiring, but let me tell you something. I'm not doing it because I don't think I can drive anymore. I just needed a good crew behind me. And next year, absolutely, I'm retired, not coming back. But I'll have a good kid in the cockpit, trust me. And I'm going to enjoy the sport. It's fantastic, and I love it, and I love the spectators.
In funny car, Austin Coyle had helped driver John Force advance to another final against first-timer Gary Densham. But no Cinderella story here as the Castro driver won for the 8th time, running a 513 at 291 miles per hour. Another popular win came in Pro Stock, where for the second race, neither of the points-leading Dodges made it to the finals. This time it was Jim Yates and Mark Osborne. This was over as the driver in the far lane fouled, handing Yates his first ever Nationals win.
You know, as hard as everybody's worked, not just me, I mean, I know I drive good sometimes, but as hard as this team has worked to get us here, it's really rewarding for everybody. And I mean, it's just a team win.
And no drama either in Pro Stock Bike. Dave Schultz posted his 8th win of the year and has a virtual lock on the title. I'm Jason Young reporting for On Pit Road.
The NASCAR Busch All-Star Tour was also in action through the north central part of the country, and Dave Reef has that report.
Plenty of blue ribbon excitement this week as NASCAR's only dirt touring series, the Busch All-Star Tour, invaded the Iowa State Fairgrounds. And with 47 late models on hand, including NASCAR star Ken Schrader, the stage was set for some prime time drive time. From the drop of the green, it was Kirksville, Missouri's Sonny Findling taking the 8 to the front. And then on lap 5, Burlington, Iowa driver Jay Johnson makes the 5 fly past Findling, taking over the point position. A position he could only hold on to for 1 lap as defending series champion and quick-time driver Bob Hill of Story City, Iowa puts his Pontiac-powered JD1 past Johnson. A clean and consistent Ken Schrader drove the 52 AC Delco-powered machine to an 8th place finish. But back up front, it was Bob on top of the hill, dominating the rest of the race and picking up his 2nd Busch Tour trophy this season.
Car ran good, handled good. We seem to run good when we come to this racetrack, and we just put it together good enough and got it up front and stayed there.
Chasing Hill to the finish were Ed Kosiski, Joe Kosiski, and Johnny the Jet Satoff, with Kurt Martin rounding out your top 5. The Busch Boys' next battle takes them to the Viking Speedway August the 27th in Alexandria, Minnesota.
Straight ahead on Pit Road, more dirt track action and some open wheel stuff. And speaking of open wheels, here is the results from the IndyCar circuit. We'll be right back.
Western Auto has over 100,000 parts available when you need them 7 days a week. Serious parts at serious savings. Hey, we know what you want.
Save on Castrol motor oil now at Western Auto. Castrol, maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown.
Western Auto's no stranger to these parts.
From the inventor of the quick-release ratchet wrench comes a tool unlike any you've ever known. Presenting the revolutionary new Link Dynamo. The Dynamo is the first and only quick-release ratchet wrench that securely latches sockets and extensions at each and every link. With the Dynamo, sockets stay put, extensions stay taut. The feeling is solid all the way through. For attaching and releasing sockets with ease, nothing compares to the Dynamo. Best of all, you can use the Dynamo with sockets you already own. Tired of painful scrapes and burns? The Dynamo comes with a removable 2-inch extender that keeps hands safely away from the work area. During this special TV offer, you can try the Dynamo risk-free for 30 days in your own home. Keep it, and the Dynamo is guaranteed for life.
The Dynamo is not available in stores, but you can try it risk-free for 30 days. Keep it and you'll be billed 3 payments of just $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Call 1-800-817-1800. That's 1-800-817-1800.
You know, our friend Mike is crazy. He's not afraid of anything. Like standing up for what he believes. What's this? The answer. Tomorrow's test. Look, buddy. You know, but he said he'd read something that morning that he thought would be a bigger help.
Whatsoever things are honest, think on these things.
You know, I still think he managed to pass. Yeah, that was no small feat. You know, he said it's even helped him make better decisions. So you want to be a family counselor? A counselor? How'd you decide on that? Well, I helped getting some advice from my dad. Plus, I prayed about it. He said he feels better about where his life's headed. Really? That'd be nice.
Many of the principles Mike follows to make better decisions are found in his free video, On the Way Home. Just call this toll-free number for your own free copy. This remarkable video is a gift to you from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So please call now.
It's new in Daytona, but soon to be a classic in its own right. The Classics Auto Museum. More than a collection of the finest, fastest, and most unique cars and motorcycles under one roof. Classics Auto Museum offers you the sights and sounds that leave you with a feeling of seen it, done it, been there. And how would you like to see every Corvette ever produced? They're all here at Classics, along with a unique gift shop and ice cream parlor that offers up some of the best streets this side of the Speedway. Classics Auto Museum is open and waiting for you at I-95 and International Speedway Boulevard.
Welcome back, everybody. It's our goal here at On Pit Road to cover every type of motor racing, from Formula One to boats. But if you want to talk about the backbone of American auto racing, you've got to head back to the dirt tracks. Here's Paul Schmall with the latest from the Dirt Series.
The Rolling Wheels Raceway, just west of Syracuse, New York, celebrated its 25th anniversary last Sunday with a special 50-lap event for dirt modifieds. Jimmy Horton, who returned to dirt racing just 3 weeks ago, started on the pole and developed a commanding lead early on. Skull Racing Super Dirt Series point leader Barefoot Bob McCready started 15th in the field in the Kinney Drugs Car 9, but cracked the top 5 by the halfway point using the bottom groove on the track. Meanwhile, Horton had to contend with defending Mr. Dirt champion Brett Hearn in the Auto Palace 72. Hearn grabbed the lead from Horton on a lap 30 restart, but Horton retook the top spot as the field hit turn 1. McCready moved into second, and as Horton entered lap traffic in the final few laps, McCready moved into challenge. But Horton held him off for his first win in any type of racing competition this year.
Well, we let him get a little bit too close. You know, I started to get the last-minute jitters. You know, just felt like I had a tire going down or something was going wrong, and I let him get too close, and it was too close for comfort.
Following Horton and McCready were Brett Hearn in third and Joe Plazik and Kevin Collins in the 4th and 5th spots. This is Paul Small reporting for On Pit Road.
Since the Hooters Formula Cup Series debuted earlier this year, the purses have grown, the competitors have increased, and the action has gotten better and better. This past weekend in Georgia, there was no exception, as the only open-wheelers in the country to run short-track ovals put on another show.
When number 16, Ernest Sykes, got the jump on pole sitter and points leader Anthony Lazzaro at the start, even Lazzaro had to be impressed. That's because Sykes was making his first appearance in a race car in a year after suffering a broken neck in a road racing accident last August, which left him paralyzed from the neck down for at least 6 months. Heavy rains throughout the night made for a slick racetrack, and that translated into the most cautions for a Hooters Cup race this year. Several cars wound up either on the hook or headed to the pits for repairs. Meanwhile, up front, Lazzaro and Series hot shoe Bo Barfield were in the unusual position of having to follow someone else around the track, as Sykes kept his car just out of reach in an amazing performance, leading from flag to flag for the comeback win of the year.
8 months ago, I couldn't walk. And it feels great. It feels real good. Because of a racing accident, and to come back and win my first time out, it's more than I expected, that's for sure.
It means a lot. I mean, like Anthony and I said when we got out of the car, it's hard not to be happy with that. I mean, it's great to see. I'm glad to see Ernest back, and back just the way he left.
Lazzaro and Barfield were never so pleased to finish second and third behind their close friend. Newcomer Alan May was fourth, while Dave Elliott had his best finish in fifth.
That's all the time we have for this week's show, but remember, we'll be back again next week, and we hoop.
Test Surface has surrendered some quick times in the past,